Hey girls, I'm here. I almost didn't make it. I'm doing too much today. So listen, today, if you are an emotional eater, if you are in pain, if you are stressed, if you have been in pain and you have been stressed, so I'm basically talking to everyone in the whole world. Today, I'm going to give you hacks on how to stay ahead of emotional eating your feelings, and in the moment. So two things I'm giving you today is how to stop it before it starts, emotional eating, and how to, if you're in that moment, what to do to not go eat 3,000 calories in an hour and then cry. So today, in order for this video to not be super long, we have to start quick and go pretty deep. So when you get on here, put live or replay, and then just comment as much as you want. I'm praying that I can see people. Right now, there's no one on, but come on, girls, like we have a lot to cover. So today is about stopping the cycle of emotional eating. And so the next natural question would be, what cycle? What's the cycle? And this is what I'm going to give to you. And it's the cycle that you saw posted in the group. And I know this is backwards, but I don't care. I need a visual. So this is the cycle. You get triggered, right? You're, whatever it is, you're at work, you're at home. The trigger happens. The next thing that happens is you need relief. That's just the bottom line. Hey, Donna, you're my only girl on here. You need relief. The second thing is that happens is you immediately have this urge to eat, right? We call them cravings, right? Or this impulsive, like, just give me some bread. So the trigger, and then you need relief. You go to food. You then end up binging. And it's wonderful while you're doing it. And then the shame and the guilt comes, which usually leads to compounded anxiety, compounded depression, which then leads to your inability, even more so, to deal with triggers in a better way. So here's the story. And you tell me if this is you. You are at work. I'm a nurse. You don't get more intense than nursing. I'm not kidding you. It can be so relentless and so taxing emotionally and physically. Maybe you're in a work environment that is toxic. Maybe you have a lot of nasty gossip. Maybe you have mean people. You are in a family that has a lot of drama and trauma. You have kids that are ornery in an ornery season and won't listen to you. Maybe you're grieving. Listen, life is hard. Triggers are everywhere. I can list you all the triggers, but you know where you are and you know what you're dealing with. Hey, Susan, what sends you to this dark, kind of stressed out place, this sad place, an angry place. And all that you know, when that trigger hits, let's say you get home from work. Let's say you work at home and you finally shut the laptop. Let's say you finally get the kids to bed, or they're doing something away from you, or you separate yourself in some way from whatever trigger. Maybe it's family. And then the next thing that happens is you just need relief. Relief. Hey, Jennifer. And listen to me when I say this. This is one of the most powerful things I'm going to say today, because I hadn't really thought about this until I was peeling the onion on all this stuff myself. And that is this. And you tell me if you agree. Food is a place that you go to. Does that sound weird to say that? Food is a place. So you have the trigger. It's too much. You're pissed off. You're sad. You're grieving. You're whatever it is, your trigger. Think about what your trigger is, girl, right now. Life is hard. The next thing is you separate from yourself from that trigger, and now you just need relief. Food, for emotional eaters, food becomes the relief. It's a place that you go to that feels good. Now, let me tell you about that. That is chemical. That's a dopamine hit. That's a serotonin hit. All your happy hormones. When you get the sugar, when you get the hot bread, when you get all the things that we listed, was that not so fun? On both my profile and in the group, I had us list all of our comfort foods. It was fun. We're all doing it on some level at some point in our life. So we all get it. We're in this together. But food is the place that you go to, and it feels so good. And you do get relief. You do. It's chemical. It happens. You feel it. You're like, oh, thank God it's over. Thank God work's over. Thank God the kids are gone. Thank God I have all these donuts. Right? But then what happens? Tell me in the chat, what happens next? I wish I could see comments. You could be talking to me forever and I wouldn't know it. This is the thing that happens next. And put it in the comments if you know what's next. After you binge, what do you feel? Oh my gosh, what did I just do? I did it again. Did I eat the whole bag? How is that even possible? I ate the whole pizza. I ate 4 pieces, whatever it is. On the onslaught of shame hits. The relief is long gone. And I feel like the relief comes on quick and then girl, tell me if I'm wrong, it leaves quick. And once that relief leaves, right in its place is shame and guilt. A lot of people, a lot of women, especially, I think, or men too, I don't know, eat in secret. And when you're doing it in secret, and you're not alone, a lot of people eat that stuff by themselves quietly in secret stuff. Binge. And that secrecy produces enormous shame and guilt. And then you're back to your triggers. Because guess what? Kids are not going to behave perfectly. Your work, you can't quit your job, can you? Or maybe you can. Well, we're going to talk about that. So round and round you go in this cycle. I know it's backwards. I don't care. You get it. And the main thing, you tell me, the main thing at the end of the shame and guilt, at the beginning of the next day of work, the beginning of the next trigger, it is this feeling of complete powerlessness. And the lie is, this is just how it is. This is what I do when I'm stressed, or this is just how life is. And the truth is, and that's my mission for you girls, is to keep giving you things that empower you. The lie is, I can't fix this. It's too big. I've done this my whole life. Or this problem I'm going through is just too hard. I'll figure this out later. I will give you things that empower you to A, not go there in the first place. And B, when you are there, to at least to maybe slow it down for a second, or to actually stop before you start. And we're going to talk about that. So I'm trying not to miss anything. The next thing is how to do it, right? So I'd be an idiot. I'd be a really bad coach if I said in the middle of a Cinnabon binge, or in the middle of a candy binge, or in the middle of you standing in the pantry drinking Cheez-Its, for you to go, what am I doing? I'm just going to stop this foolishness. No, that's not how this works. And I would be a terrible coach if I said, you can do it, girls. Just stop mid-bite and spit it out. No, when you are in pain, your body is just, give me comfort, right? So we're not even, right now, the mission is to not try to stop in the moment. Right now, I'm going to give you some tools on how to not start it. And this is how. I want you to look at your most recent comfort food, emotional eating my feelings binge. And I want you to dismantle that. Do what everybody in my family is in the military. After action review, they call it. Do an AAR. And that looks like this. You look at what the heck just happened. I did it again. I did it last week. I keep doing this. I've done this my whole life. But just look at the last time and work backwards. Hindsight being 2020 is going to work for you on this one. And this is the question I want you to ask yourself. You ready? The question I want you to ask yourself is, what was the trigger? Where was I? What did it? Because life is such a storm sometimes. You can have all of these things going on at once. So really peel the onion on, okay, what was it? What did it? That was it. The way she spoke to me, the way I felt when I saw the picture of my mom who passed, the way, whatever it is, what was it? And get quiet and really look back and say, okay, where was I? And then and what did it? And then the second question is this. It's very important. I hope you're writing these down. What was the trigger? Where was I? Who was speaking to me? What was I thinking about? Number 2, what was I feeling? Now that sounds super simple. Like, okay, you don't have to talk so slow to us, Patty. No, there are some people that really, a lot of people, most people, really struggle with identifying the feeling. And listen, it's so bad, not bad, but such a thing that psychologists and all the healthcare and the self-care people have put together lists of emotions. And there's even a smiley face chart and a frown face chart so that you can really get in tuned with, okay, this is what did it. This was my trigger. This is where I was and what I was thinking about. The second thing is, what was I feeling? That really made me angry. But if I'm angry, really that usually masks hurt or fear or frustration. Gosh, I think that scared me. I think what she said to me rattled me. I felt afraid, like I might lose my job, or afraid that maybe I really do stink at everything in the world, right? So identify the trigger. Number 2 is to peel the onion on what you are feeling. If you don't know, Google emotions list and print that sucker out and look back on the last binge and say, okay, what I was feeling was, and let's do a couple. What I was feeling was sad. Okay, what do you do with sad? I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a counselor. Could be. A lot of trauma in my life. What do you do with sad? Let's talk about that. You can be sad. You can feel that feeling. Now, a lot of times when we are eating, it's because we're trying not to feel the feeling. So it takes a lot of courage to get to a place where you say, okay, I'm willing to pick this apart. I'm willing to see what it is, what triggered it, and what the feeling really does to me. Sometimes it's scary to be that sad. When I lost my family, I felt like, I really felt like if I started, I cried a lot, but there were points at which I thought, oh my gosh, if I undam this, it's never going to stop. I'm going to lose myself in the grief. So it can be very intense, but listen to me, girls, be brave. You can do this. You're not alone if you need help, but reach out to counselors, reach out to me, reach out to somebody. You're not by yourself. And everyone is experiencing this. If you look at COVID and how much weight was gained by everyone, we eat our feelings, and there's a lot of feelings to be had in this hard life. So be courageous, peel the onion, get your Google list of emotions and really figure it out. That made me angry. That made me sad. That made me feel very alone, whatever it is. And then what I want you to do is figure out, okay, get a strategy together for that feeling. If it's deep, you might need therapy. Therapy's fantastic if you find the right therapist. You might need to journal. You might need to talk to somebody in the way of setting a boundary. Boundaries, listen to me, boundaries have a lot to do with emotional eating, and this is why. If you let everybody in all the time, they can talk to you however. If you have no boundaries in your home, no boundaries in your spirit, who's allowed to come into your emotions, no boundaries in your head, who's allowed to tell you what to think, you're gonna overeat, guarantee it. So look at the list of emotions, identify the emotions, and come up with a strategy for the next time. This is what I mean. So we have common triggers at work. Let's say there's patterns of triggers is what I want to say. We have patterns of triggers at home in our everyday life with family. There's patterns. And what I want you to do when you identify the trigger, you identify the emotion, the next thing is to get a strategy together to anticipate that coming again, because it's coming again. There will be more loss. There's going to be more stress, but empower yourself in the way of being able to say, this is how I'm going to handle it next time. You know what, Sally Sue, you can't, I don't allow people to speak to me that way. Boundaries are not for other people. Listen to me. Boundaries are not for them. Boundaries are for you. You set a boundary around your spirit and your mind and your home, whatever it is. And the message that you're sending is, I don't allow people to talk to me like that. So when you speak to me like that, I'm just going to go ahead and do something else. Or I don't allow people to whatever, or I don't allow myself to give after 5 p.m. working hours. I don't, whatever it is. Set your boundary for you using I statements, not you better not or I'll da-da-da, but instead, this is what I do when you da-da-da, right? So get a strategy together for the next time that trigger happens. That's first. And that way you can anticipate it and be ready for it and not go stuff 5 million bags of Cheetos in your face, but instead you can say, my comeback next time or my action point next time is going to be this. Because then you can quell the trigger. You can rip it out of the ground. So that's empowering. The second thing that I want you to do is, this is hard. I want you, and if you're here with me, feel free to comment so I know you're here. I'm going really deep and really fast so I don't talk for 4 hours. The second thing that I want you to do is set your external environment up for success. If your pantry is full and your fridge is full of junk, you're going to binge. It doesn't take much. Like I said, our life on this earth is so hard that and food is such a place that we go to for relief that it would not be shocking that at the end of every single day, you're going to eat candy and you're going to eat whatever it is that you have in your pantry and your fridge that produces that deep, quick dopamine and serotonin hit. So get it out of your house. It really is so mean and so harsh, but that is one of the external mechanisms, same as setting boundaries in your work environment, your home environment, whatever it is. Get your external environment cleaned up. Like get the junk out so when the hard life comes, you don't regress, right? So now, anticipate the trigger, have a new strategy ready, set up your environment for success. This is the other thing I want to show you. I have all these graphics today, and I love it. I'm putting one on my fridge. It's this. So, several of you have this. And what you can do is put this on your fridge. I made it. And what it says is halt. And the question is, am I hungry? What are they? Am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I tired? Or lonely, am I tired? Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Those are just 4 of the emotions of 5 billion. But I think psychology, this is such a common acronym. I think a lot of you have probably heard of this. These are such common, hungry, angry, lonely, tired are such common reoccurring things that push people over the edge. This is an acronym also, or a tool also for like anger control, or, any sort of impulsiveness. HALT. And this HALT can go right on your fridge, the way my sweet client did her bikini. You remember that? That was so fun. She put, girl, you just stay, get away from here, on her fridge. So you can put this on your fridge. And this is just a reminder, an external reminder. You can try this in the moment, but just to keep on the forefront of your emotions, of your triggers, and to empower yourself to not just let food rule and let emotions rule you. Are you hungry? Let's talk about that. Now, a lot of clients over the years have said to me, but in that moment, I really do feel famished. Okay. I'm not saying you don't, but this is the difference. Let's talk about the difference between real hunger, like stomach, I need blood sugar hunger, and impulsive emotional eating hunger. And this is the difference. Emotional eating hunger comes on fast, usually. And you're like, oh my gosh, I just had this craving for cinnamon rolls or for 9x13 chocolate, whatever, right? So and some of you are salty, like salty girls. But that hunger comes on quickly. The other real hunger, metabolism hunger, kind of creeps up on you, and you can actually tolerate it. I feel kind of hungry. Oh, lunch isn't for an hour. Like, okay, I can wait an hour. That's real hunger, right? The other parts of impulsive hunger is that you eat quickly and you don't even taste what you're eating a lot of the time. And it's more about the texture. I had a lot of people tell me they like crunchy stuff and that's like, psychology would tell you that's like a intense like release, crunching stuff, ice chewers. So there's relief that comes after emotional hunger momentarily, and it's fast, and you aren't really tasting anything. You're just frantic. Whereas real hunger, you usually can taste your food, and you can eat quickly if you're starving type thing, but you're not frantically in this emotional, obsessive, give me more state. So that's the difference. So am I hungry? And the other question to ask, and this is on your fridge thing, if you want this, put HALT in the comments for me. And I'll give you one. It's a free little PDF. You can print it off, put it on your fridge. Am I angry? Again, know your triggers, who to stay away from, what to stay away from. The news makes me angry. I can't watch the news. I'm not kidding. So stay away from your angry triggers. Develop a strategy for the angry triggers. I'm not watching the news anymore. Choose an outlet. For anger especially, go move, go punch something, not a person. And then I put on here, you can do music, do angry music. If I have angry music and a really hard workout, I'm not angry anymore. The other thing is vent. Do you have someone you can vent to and not be abusive and annoying and codependent? Vent for a minute. Vent to yourself, but find a strategy for angry. Strategy for hunger, by the way, is have nutritious snacks ready to go. Carrots, not Cheetos. Am I lonely? When's the last time you weren't isolated? I'm an isolator. I turtle, and people have to bang my door down to get a hold of me. So really, and I can get lonely and not realize that's what that emotion is. So really ask yourself, okay, when's the last time I had human connection that was quality? And then realize, this is big, that if you are eating in secret, if you are binging in secret, then that produces shame and even more isolation than ever before. So really, if you're lonely and you're binging is going to lead straight back to lonely, because the shame makes you feel like, I don't want them to know what I do, or I've gained 30 pounds from this cycle I'm stuck in and I don't feel good around people, right? That's what happens. I see comments. Thank you, Lord. There's Nikki. Okay. Yeah, Nikki only needs to have a few good foods to choose from. And that's the way to do it. Have good go-tos ready to go when you feel that emotion coming on, or when you know you're going to be triggered at work and there's not a lot you can do about it. When you get home, have a nutrition strategy in place. I'm going to do hummus and carrots. I'm going to find something that you can eat that's a better substitute, and make that your 3-choice plan. I love that, Nikki. The last one is tired. Okay, look. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Halt. The tired thing is huge. When the clients that are in my program now and have been, over the years, there's 3 main metrics that I require. They're not negotiable. Daily weight, so I know what the heck is going on. Water, and the last one is sleep. And sleep is directly related to cortisol levels. A lack of sleep sends those stress hormones up, wonks out your appetite hormones like crazy. And so what I can see in exact graphed out metrics for my clients, when they lose sleep, their weight goes spiky. When they have good sleep, their body lets go of weight. When you are sleep deprived, listen to me so carefully, because a lot of us are in a season of our life where we're like, we just got to get through this menopause thing where the sleep will come back, or I just got to get through this stressful season of my life with these kids, and I'll get sleep later. And this is the thing, is your body, when it doesn't have sleep, craves serotonin. And serotonin, guess what? You get it in comfort food. So the binging that you're doing, the comfort food that you're going for all the time, literally could be as simple as you taking a power nap. I know that you probably want to hit me for that. But the bottom line is, if you're tired, your brain will say, please just comfort me. And then you're like, okay, brain, I'm just going to give you another slice of pizza. And really what your body needs is sleep. And if you science has proven that if you take a 10-minute nap in the middle of the day, you're refreshed. It's something like 10 to 12 minutes. Don't go too long and don't go too short, but you can reverse that craving. Cravings very often are caused from no sleep. Emotional feelings and needing of comfort, no sleep. So look hard at your sleep routine. Look hard at how many hours you're getting and what you can do to tweak things. Again, if we're looking at what we can do with external environment, we're going to set up with nutritious food. We're going to look at routines. We're going to set boundaries, right? Let me see. What else do I need to tell you? Does anybody have any questions? Again, if you want this, it's free, and you just put it on your fridge and it just says halt. And it's the same concept as I was like, girl, you were just here a minute ago. Get on. So let's recap. The recap is this. Life is hard. We all know that. It's weird. Life is weird right now. In our nation, in our economy, everything's weird and it's stressful. So the first thing that I want to tell you is that you're not alone. Everyone's in the same dang boat. I talk to women all day long who are saying the same things. And it's things like, why can I not get a grip on this? Or I'm good at everything else in my life, but it's this one thing and I keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And this idea that you are stuck in a cycle and you have no power is a big fat lie. Okay? Recapping. The way that you gain power is to what? I hope somebody wrote it down. the way you gain power is to look at the last time you binged or at a time that you went nuts for comfort food, ate all your feelings, and or look at your present life and say, okay, what was the trigger? Where was I? What was said to me? What was I thinking? That's external. Second thing is go internal. What was I feeling? If you don't know what you're feeling, get an emotions list and go, okay, it wasn't angry. It wasn't I think I was sad. Daggone it, right? So get deep with yourself, get quiet, and say, okay, this is really what I feel when she talks to me like that. Or this is really what I feel when I'm in that environment. And this is what led up to binging. The binging, as a recap, is relief. Food is a place that you go to in this cycle for relief. If you can head off the trigger, identify the emotion, and get a strategy to deal with the emotion, you can 1,000,000% get out of that cycle, right? So I am here for you. I think you're stinking amazing. And I love it that we're in it together. And the bottom line is you have power. You have power. You can do this. You can stop. I don't care if you've been doing this since 5th grade. If you get to the bottom of who and what the triggers are and what it makes you feel and get a strategy on how to deal with that, boundaries, journaling, exercising when you're angry, get a new strategy together, get some therapy if you need to, you can get out of the cycle of emotional secret eating. And I'm here to help you. If you want help, reach out to me. I'm totally just wanting you to succeed and wanting you to be free of anything that's unhealthy and making you feel powerless. So reach out to me. DM me if you want a phone call. DM me down there if you want the halt thing. This is a little fridge thing. And otherwise, keep coming to the group and participating. I love it so much. I'm having so much fun. And if you have suggestions, you can DM me suggestions or questions. So just know that you're in a positive place. You're in a safe place. You're in a supportive place, and that you're not by yourself. And I'm going to take a poll. This is the other thing. I thought about this right before I came on, and then I got to go. I've been chatting your ear off for more than a half hour. This is the other thing. This is such a deep issue, and I didn't really realize how deep until I changed up my content schedule to get this done, because everybody was talking about it all of a sudden. I'm an emotional eater. And I think what I might do is take a poll to see who would benefit from an actual guide where there is a list of emotions, there is a list of strategies. So look for that next in the group, maybe over the weekend. As to, I'm going to ask you whether or not you want a full guide on how to stop emotional eating, and then I'll put that sucker together and give it to you. So I'm here for you, and I love you. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a good rest of your week. See ya.